everyone and welcome back to my channel. So these were the nails I did for my birthday on Thursday, but I've only just had the chance to finish editing and uploading the video. So I've come in and scrubbed all my nails with the CJP Prep Spray Plus. This is a sanitizer and dehydrator and I absolutely love it. I use it for so many different things. And then I'm just going to come in and push back my cuticles. So I just showed the prep on one nail, so I just run through it a little differently because I was doing a video. Usually I would push back all the cuticles, then move on to the next step, etc. But for the sake of the video, I've just sort of done it all on one nail first. So I'm making sure to thoroughly push them back, and then I come in with this cuticle bit on my e-file. And I just use it on around speed 1, 2, so it's just nice and low, but I really feel like this removes any of that excess cuticle that's on the skin. And then just pop it in reverse and then do it again, as I feel like this just really ensures that all of that dead skin is completely gone down both the sides of the nail grooves. So I am still soaking off my thumbnail here, but for the purpose of the video I just show the fingers anyway. So then I just come in with a 180 grit file, just neaten up the free edge slightly, and then I just give the nails a slight etch just so that the acrylic has something to adhere to. So I did that on all of the nails, and then I come in again with my prep spray and scrub all of that dust away. So then I'm going to be using tips for this set of nails. So I just come in and size up my tips first of all. And I'm using stiletto tips here, but just nipping off the ends to create a coffin shape. And I'm using this glue from Born Pretty that I recently come across and was trying out, and it is absolutely really good. So I just place some of that down, pop my tip on, squeeze in the sides, and just make sure that that is all nice and secure. So again, usually I would apply all of the tips and then cut them. Because I was doing a video, I was just wanting to show you guys. I'm just cutting the end off, and I was matching it up with my finger on the other hand just so I could get them the same size. And then I just refine them slightly with my hand file. I don't overdo too much work, as I do feel like the shape is there pretty well with these stiletto tips. And then again, just blending in the corners of these tips. They are quite thin, so I don't ever blend the whole tip in. I just like to sort of blend in the wings a little bit. And once I've done that to all of the nails, I will then come in and dehydrate them. And then I do let that completely dry before coming in with my primer. So as you can see, the nails start to go matte looking and whitish. So then I'm just going to be showing the products that I use. So I use Champagne Pink from CJP, Unicorn Glitter Mix from Charlie's Nail Art, and the Hot Chocolate Dot Mix from Charlie's Nail Art. If you do place an order with Charlie's Nail Art, you can use the code ENA10 to save yourself 10%. So I'm then coming in with the CJP Acid Primer, and I just prime all of my nails, being really careful and not to get this on the skin. And then usually I would apply a thin clear base first of all, but because I was using a core powder on the nail beds anyway, I just decided not to. I was in a bit of a hurry, and yeah, I usually end up soaking my nails off anyway, 90% of the time. I'm probably not going to now I've said that with this set, but yeah, either way, because they're light colours and everything, I still could file this down to a thin base and cover it. So I'm coming in at the cuticle area, I'm placing on a bead of that champagne pink and then just gently pulling it down the nail. This is going to be a glitter ombre, so I'm not bringing it all the way down to the free edge. And then just another bead of that champagne pink just to build up a bit of coverage. I absolutely love this pink. It's only a small pot I've got, as it come in a trial kit that I ordered when I very first come across CJP, but I'm definitely going to have to order a big tub as it is beautiful. So then, using a small bead of crystal glass, I've just picked up some of my glitter. So I'm placing on that unicorn mix first of all, and this does have a lot of different shapes and everything in it. It's like that fine, I don't know, it's got iridescent bits and holographic bits, some dots and some diamonds, but it is probably one of my absolute favourite glitters. So I'm just fading that down, creating a ombre, and then just making sure that all the pieces that are there are nice and flat. And then because I'm coming in with a dot mix, I like to just place a bead of wet acrylic down first of all, just so I can pick those dots up with my wet brush and set them on the top. I find that if you pick them up with a bead of acrylic, then you pick up quite a lot. So I'm just nudging them around until I'm happy with where they're placed, and you know, picking up some smaller ones and some larger ones until I'm happy with them. And then I do leave that to fully set before capping. So onto this now, I'm doing the same on this now. Basically for this set, the ring finger is the only nail that is different. So all the other nails are the same, but I didn't leave in recording of all of them. I basically just showed these two. So they're just the same as before, but I felt like the camera angle was a bit better here, so that's why I left it in. But placing on that bead of champagne pink, bringing it down, and then I just come in with another bead to build up the colour. And doing it this way, because I have pretty much built up the apex with that champagne pink, I don't have to cap all the way down unless the nails do need it. So I did slightly go out of shot here just because I was touching up the cuticle area, and it is so hard to find a good angle for recording my own nails. I think I do need to get a better camera tripod stand thingy. So once I'm happy with that and it's all faded out, I'm going to come in again with that unicorn mix and blend it back. So I'll just let you guys finish up watching this bit, as it is exactly the same as the previous nail. So I'm just coming in now with crystal glass, which is from CJP, and I'm just making sure to cap all of that glitter and build up the rest of the structure on this nail. And I'll do the same for the other nails I've done as well. My thumb now at this point was still soaking off some stubborn acrylic, so I do come to that eventually. And then because it was quite thin around the apex area, I did just bring the crystal glass down and build up the apex a little bit more too. So I did do these nails in quite small beads. You know, to be honest, it just usually is how I feel on the day. Sometimes I'll cap a nail in 2 beads, and sometimes I'll faff about like I did with this set and end up doing it in a couple of small ones. So before coming in and doing the ring finger, I did cap all of those nails. So onto the ring finger, I'm just applying a little bit more of my acid bonder, as it obviously, you know, it's been on a while. I probably have touched that nail and things like that. So just to make sure that it adheres well, I just applied a little bit more. And then I'm going to come in and do a thin base. I'm doing a thin base on this nail because I'm going to be doing a full glitter nail. So obviously there's no strength in glitter or anything like that, so you do need to make sure you've got a good clear base underneath. I did feel like it was a bit too thin and wet the first bead I picked up, so I did just come in and add a little bit more, just so I know that there's a nice base down and that the nails are going to be strong and last. So then at the cuticle area, I'm starting off and coming in with a bead of that unicorn mix. And I used this first around the cuticle area just so I could get it nice and neat, because obviously with the dot mix it can sometimes be a struggle to get them nice and neat, and I didn't want to have it too full, if that makes sense. But you'll see what I mean as I go on. Unfortunately I did go a little out of shot here, but come straight back in. So then using a bead of clear acrylic, I've picked up some of those dots. I've picked them up with clear acrylic this time because I'm using a lot more than what I was when I was doing the fade. So it is a little bit hard to fully see what I'm doing, but I'm just nudging those dots around into place. I don't want it to be full coverage. You can sort of still see slightly, there's gaps in between some of the dots, and that was the look I was going for. I did come in and just add a few more down this side as there was nothing really there. So I'm just again making sure that I'm happy with how they're all placed. I didn't want loads overlapping and things like that. And then once they are all applied, I will leave them to set, and then I think I went off camera to cap this nail. And then also whilst I was off camera, I did my thumb, which was exactly the same as the other 3 nails. Here I just want to show you that this was the nails once they was all capped in crystal glass. I then went off camera and filed and buffed them into shape, and then I'm using this pliable tape, which is from the Crystal Studio. So yeah, I've not used this before. It was my absolute first attempt at using it, but I have to say I absolutely loved it. I usually avoid striping tape because it's just too much of a faff, but this was really easy to use. So I picked it up with my tweezers, as it does say on the back, you know, not to touch it. I'd imagine that's because it's, you know, you're going to take away some of the stickiness. So using my tweezers, I placed it down on the nail, and I did cut it longer than what I would need it to be, just so I had something to hold if needed. So I probably did cut it a bit too long in theory, but yeah, it was just so if I needed to, I could touch that end bit without it affecting the bit that I'm going to be sticking on my nails. Because as you can see here, you know, I'm pulling at it to make sure that it's all firmly stuck down. It stuck down with absolutely no problems. There was no little lumps or bumps or anything. It was actually, obviously this is a really simple design, it's just a straight line down the nail, but it was super easy to use. So then I just cut off the end, and then I'm also going to come in with some of these mixed size and mixed colours AB gems, which are also from the Crystal Hut, just because I thought it would add a little something to the accent nail. So I'm just using some dip base to apply them. So originally I was just going to apply the one just at the sort of end of that striping tape, but then I was looking at it and I thought, you know what, off camera I went and added another two just because I felt like it finished the nail. So quickly back to the striping tape, I am going to do a little bit more of an in-depth video showing that, so do look out for that on my channel. It'll probably be the next video I upload. So yeah, that was the set pretty much finished. All that's left is my favourite bit, which is the top coating. So I'm using my absolute favourite top coat, which is the CJP tack free top gloss, and I'm just going to top coat all of the nails and then pop them in my LED lamp to cure for 60 seconds. So I've had these nails on, and I've had them on a couple of days now, and I haven't had any problems with the striping tape. It's, you know, it's not lifted, it's not coming away or anything like that. It's still looking really good. So like I said, I will get a better video up showing you how to use that. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you aren't already subscribed to my channel, I would absolutely love it if you did. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.